After 10 long years of rebellion, the Greenwood's fate hung by a thread. King Richard the Lionheart had returned from the brutal Crusades, violent in war but seething with rage at the outlaw who dared challenge his rule. One name burned in his mind: Robin Hood. And now, the final reckoning had come. A royal summons arrived under a fragile banner of truce. Robin was to appear before the king in the Great Oak Clearing. One final chance for peace. Pardon or total annihilation. What happened next would decide the legend forever.
Robin accepted the summons, but deep within the forest, the merry men prepared in silence. Maps were unfolded, routes were whispered. With Maid Marian's brilliant mind and her secret allies deep inside the royal camp, Robin prepared his most audacious plan yet. Not a battle of blood, but a strike aimed straight at the heart of power itself.
As torches burned beneath the cold night sky, Friar Tuck stepped forward before the gathered crowd, not as an outlaw, not as a rebel, but as a man pleading for his people one final time, his voice thundering with years of suppressed pain. Your Grace, I once preached beneath cathedral roofs built by kings. I begged your lords for mercy while villages starved around them. I watched mothers bury children while noble tables bent beneath feasts. I begged for mercy for the suffering, but all I saw was greed. The clearing fell silent beneath the weight of his words. Tuck's plea echoed through the forest clearing with painful honesty. But among the nobles came only cold faces and mocking whispers. And King Richard stood unmoved among them, like stone. In that moment, Robin Hood began to understand the terrible truth. This kingdom had learned how to hear suffering without ever listening to it.
Then Robin Hood stepped forward beside Friar Tuck. No anger burned in his voice, only truth. Your Grace, a king may conquer foreign lands and still lose his own people. While your armies marched across distant deserts, England bled quietly at home. I did not raise my bow against honest men. I raised it against greed, against laws that protect gold more fiercely than children. You call me an outlaw, yet it was desperation that first broke the law. The clearing grew heavier with every passing moment. Robin looked upon the nobles, the guards, the crown itself, and saw no justice waiting there, only power protecting power. Then, through the gathered crowd, Marian appeared at the front of the villagers. A single glance passed between them, and in that silent moment, Robin finally understood. Peace would never be granted freely by men who profited from suffering. So Robin Hood stepped back from the negotiations. His eyes filled not with rage, but disappointment. And before accepting the so-called pardon and turning away, he spoke one final sentence to the king. If the crown cannot remember the people, then perhaps the people must remind the crown. And Robin left the clearing. Then something extraordinary happened, something no one saw coming. What the kingdom did not yet know was that Robin's plan had begun long before the gathering ever took place. A week earlier, loyal allies had quietly entered the royal treasury disguised among castle workers. 2 days before the meeting, frightened guards were bought with gold and promises of safe passage. And on the very night of the negotiations, while every eye in England watched Robin Hood plead for mercy, Little John
Will Scarlet and Marion's hidden network moved through the treasury halls like shadows. The merry men stole not only the king's treasury, but the crown of England itself. Royal vaults were emptied. Treasure wagons vanished into the forest. By the time a breathless royal messenger reached the gathering, it was already too late.
Gasps of horror swept through the nobles as the truth erupted across the clearing. The treasury was gone. The crown had vanished. Panic spread through the royal ranks like wildfire. But far beyond the chaos, deep within the forest roads, Robin Hood finally reunited with the men who had made the impossible possible. One by one, the black-cloaked followers bowed before him beside the treasure convoy. Little John said, "The people's gold has come home, Robin." Will Scarlet smiled beneath torchlight and said, "England's richest thieves never even saw us coming." Robin looked across the kneeling men and spoke with quiet conviction. No crown belongs to one man while the people starve beneath it. Tonight, England remembers who its wealth was stolen from. That very night, Robin and the merry men rode through the villages. They opened the king's own treasure before the desperate people and poured gold, silver, and jewels into their hands. Royal treasure wagons rolled through roads that had known only hunger for years. For one unforgettable night, the poorest souls in England feasted like kings, while the Lionheart sat crownless. In the days that followed, England waited for war. But King Richard, torn between fury and reluctant admiration, made a choice no one expected. Robin Hood was granted full pardon, not because he had been defeated, but because even a king could no longer deny what the people already knew. Robin accepted the pardon, not as a servant of the crown, but as a free man who had forced a kingdom to confront its own reflection. The law had broken first. The forest had claimed its own. And the legend of Robin Hood would echo through eternity. The outlaw who stole a king's crown and gave an entire kingdom back its hope.